guys, and welcome to the next part of the Aim for Fame 5 Chaplitz Collectibles and Figurines Funko Pop Hunt Part 4. Yes, guys, we are one part away from the last part of the series for now, but for now, let's keep our focus on the Funko Pop at hand. And this is also one that I only noticed, as me and my best friend, shout out to Tracy Lee, my bestie, we were walking through Chaplitz Collectibles and Figurines, and when you walk into a collectible shop and your eyes just dart all over and you're like, oh wow, literally you look at all the shelves and it's like, oh wow, oh wait a minute. Now this specific Funko was one of those cases where I think we went down the middle to the right. Middle to the right. We went middle to the right, and then as we were passing through the middle, about to go right, I just saw this blue A sticking out, and I knew I had to have this Funko Pop because although I haven't seen Way of Water and Fire and Ash, I knew I had to have from the original Avatar that came out in 2009, the one, the only Col Miles Quaritch, played of course by the very brilliant and masterful actor Stephen Lang. So Mr. Stephen Lang, if you're seeing this video, I salute you, sir, for playing Col Miles Quaritch. We're going to do this 360 a little bit differently. So we're starting on this side already, and as you guys can see, I don't know, the box, you can't see it on this side though, but on the other side, if you guys look back there, there's the battle scars that Col Quaritch has undertaken over the years in his battles against the natives of Pandora for that rare mineral that they're after, which fetches quite a nice lucrative price in the arms deal markets. And if you guys look on the back here, there's Jake Sully in his Avatar form. And of course, there's his Avatar girlfriend, Neytiri, and there's Battle Ready Neytiri, also from Avatar. And of course, we have the Col Miles Quaritch as well as part of this Avatar collection. And there you guys can see what the Colonel will look like if you took him out of the box, just to give you guys an idea of the menacing look of the Colonel. And of course, here is Col Miles Quaritch again on the front of the box. So let's put the Colonel down off screen and let's get into his backstory. So there's a couple of reasons why I bought Col Miles Quaritch, played of course brilliantly by Stephen Lang from Avatar 2009. I guess one of the reasons why I bought Col Miles Quaritch is because he reminds me, well, just like military-wise, the camo-wise, the boots-wise, the tactical gear-wise, I guess he just reminds me of my dad, because I grew up in a military household, for those of you who don't know. And when I was younger, into my late teens, early 20s, I moved around quite a lot, from military home to military home. So, yeah, it was kind of a thing. And, I will never forget, every day when my dad came home from work in his camos and his boots, or I think they called it step outs or something, which is the more office wear type that the military people used to wear, with the almost brown military grade ballroom shoes that look like boots with the top part of the boot cut off. So it's just like a fancy little boot shoe, if I can call it that. And yeah, so every time I see a military character in any film, my thoughts just go straight back to my dad, because that's, like I said, that's a picture I get. Now, I'm not saying my dad was like Col Miles Quaritch, because believe me, they're complete polar opposites when it comes to characteristics and so on. But when it came to pride for the military, or pride being a soldier, even if it meant my dad being HR instead of out in the field, because that's what my dad loved to do. He loved doing the HR stuff and so on. Col Miles, on the other hand, he was more like that, not a renegade soldier, that would be a too strong word for him, but so he was more like the soldier where they could give the RDA could give him like a command. He would be like, "Yes, sir. Copy that. Rolling out. Men, let's go." He was that kind of guy. And initially, he played like a mentor role to Jake Sully, who, of course, after discovering Colonel Quaritch's treacherous plans to get his hands on the rare mineral that the Na'vi people preside over and have protected for centuries, he turns on Colonel Miles, and this, of course, ignites a blood feud, which culminates in a very, very intense battle towards the climax of Avatar 2009. And yeah, Col Miles Quaritch, I feel at some point he will become like a good person or an anti-hero somewhere, but his pride for his military uniform and getting the stuff done for the RDA by any means necessary, I think will prevent that. But speaking of the actor who portrayed Colonel Miles Quaritch, Stephen Lang, man, you guys want to talk about a legendary actor? There's a legendary actor for you guys. And I actually, okay, this is not part of Avatar, but this is just to tell you guys what a great actor Stephen Lang is. So a couple of years ago, I had the very big, fortunate opportunity to work under arguably one of the best directors I've ever worked under in my acting career, Alan Unger. So shout out to Alan Unger. Hope you're doing well, my friend. So a couple of years ago, he made a fan film of a very popular video game called Uncharted. And I believe that the film studios should have used the characters in Alan Unger's short film of Uncharted to make the full-length Uncharted film franchise, because they would have scored big time. Now, you might be thinking, Harry, but why the long... I'm getting to it, guys. Trust me, I'm getting to the good part. So Nathan Fillion played Nathan Drake, and Nathan Drake is like this treasure hunter person, and he, in the story, had an older mentor that has been through a couple of treasure hunts and mysteries and scavenger hunts and what you name it, called Sully, or Sullivan, as his full name goes. And Sullivan was, of course, played by the same guy that played this Colonel Miles Quaritch, the one, the only Mr. Stephen Lang. So if you guys wanted to know what a perfect real-life Sully looked like as a video game reference to real life, Stephen Lang was, and still, in my humble opinion, is the perfect Sully in the Uncharted universe. I just wanted to send another very special shout out to Mr. James Cameron. If you're watching this video, thank you so much for creating the world of Avatar for us, the loyal Avatar fans, because it's just amazing, the detail and everything that went into creating the world of Pandora, where the Na'vi live. And with that being said, from myself, from Colonel Miles Quaritch, catch you guys in the final part of the Aim for Fame 5 Chaplitz Collectibles and Figurines Series, aka Part 5, Harry the Ring Chaser.
Out there beyond that fence, every living thing that crawls, flies, or squats in the mud wants to kill you and eat your eyes for jujubes. You need to cultivate a strong mental attitude. You got to obey the rules. Pandora rules. All right, people, let's get this done. I want every gas round you got right in the front door.
Roger. CS-40's going hot.
Fire.
Firing.